All right, Republicans have been saying, we removed the deduction for state local taxes, and the states might have to reconsider tax hikes and how expensive it is to live in their states. And you just heard New Jersey State Senate President Steve Sweeney says they will be reevaluating a proposed millionaires tax in New Jersey. I want to go to Democratic strategist Michael Starr Hopkins and from Kingsview Asset Management, Scott Martin. Michael, to you first. What did you think of that?
I thought Steve hit the nail right on the head. Getting rid of the SALT deductions are going to hurt, everyday New Jerseyans. And those taxes are supposed to help pay for schools and pay for health care and help, better the lives of the people in New Jersey, New York.
But, Michael, he's not going to help everyday New Jerseyans. To be fair, he wants to target, and the idea was to target a millionaires tax, and now maybe take that back because it was going to hurt millionaires, right?
It was, and so that now what he's saying is we're all going to have to go back and think about that. But I think
you feel guilty about raising people's taxes, don't you?
I think all New Jerseyans are willing to pay their taxes as long as they're confident that they're being used appropriately.
That's actually a very good point. No, that's a fair point. Scott Martin, it could be a sort of a brush fire going on here, that obviously you're cognizant, if you're in a high-tax state, how expensive it is to your residents, who many of them can just up and leave. And he is worried about it, and maybe the incoming Democratic governor is as well. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, Neil, the ones that are most taxed, I think, unfortunately, for these states are the ones that can up and leave because they have the means to do so. That's the tough thing. You brought up the comment about the brush fire. I'll tell you, man, we've got a brush fire going on in Illinois. We just had a 33% or so tax raise on the personal side as well as the corporate side by the Illinois State Legislature, which is largely Democratic. We got the highest sales tax in the country right here in the city of Chicago right behind me. So the state has continued to go further into debt. It's continued to misspend. It's continued to, frankly, screw its citizens. And then what they do, Neil, to thank us for this, they ask us for more and say, okay, this time we're going to get it right. Every time they've gotten it wrong.
Michael, you said at the outset as well about getting a sense of where the money is going and how the money is spent, no matter whether it's coming from millionaires, I guess, all the way down to those who are far from millionaires. But does that ever happen, or do we go back, each party, to its respective strategy? Republicans always, blame for being, cozy with the rich, Democrats for gouging the rich. It never seems to change, or at least the way it's played in the media.
No, it doesn't. I think at some point both sides fall back on talking points, and I think that's why people have gotten so frustrated with both sides. Steve went back to the point in talking about how he and Chris Christie haven't always gotten along, but they've always managed to work together, and I think they've
done some big things together.
They really have, and I think that's a model for the rest of the country. I think the people of New Jersey expect their politicians to work for them, not against them, and I think that's something that the rest of the country can learn from New Jersey.
But you're less tempted to work with the other side when you run the table, right, Scott? I mean, in New Jersey, I don't know how it will all fall out in Illinois. I mean, Democrats have the run of the table, of both branches of government, and now the executive mansion.
Same deal, yeah. I mean, Neil, we had Governor Bruce Rauner's Republican win some years ago, and his whole pitch was, like Michael said, hey, let's go in and mend fences. Let's come to the table. Let's talk about this. Do you know what we got for that? We got higher taxes, no budget for many years, a worse deficit budget as far as what the state did for its people, and we have pension problems. So nobody ever came to the table. I mean, not even LeVar Ball could probably figure this one out here. And the fact that we continue to give people the message, we continue to say, hey, this is going to work out, guys, because we're just going to hike taxes one more time. I'm not buying anymore. I'm looking to actually leave the state, and so are a lot of my constituents.
I've been talking to you guys for 5 minutes, and neither of you have thanked me.
I always thank you.
Yeah, okay, fine. All right.